Well, I have a nice little Mother's Day story. There was a father with a 4-year-old girl, and he was explaining to her about weddings, and she wasn't understanding what a wedding was. So he brought out the wedding album and showed her pictures. This is me, this is your mom, we're getting married. And she looks up and she said, "Is that when Mommy came to work for us?" And of course, the answer was yes. And then the other side of motherhood, which I love this one too. So a mother is talking to her daughter, and there's a little girl, and she notices, "Hey, Mom," you know how kids notice everything about you. "I see you got some gray hairs." And the mom said, she thinks, "Oh, here's a teaching moment. Every time you do something that's wrong, I get a gray hair." And the girl's eyes just got really wide, and she said, "Wow, Grandma's hair is all gray." So today's talk is about who did you come here to be? That's the overall topic. And who did you come here to be is a question that doesn't just have one answer, and you don't ask yourself that just once. A couple weeks ago in a class, somebody told me, "You know, when people ask that question, I know what I came here to be. I came here to be a mother." And that just made me feel so happy. There's the thought that it really met my need for wanting every child to have a mother that provides them safety and love, and it opened my heart a little bit, and it just struck me that, yeah, that's what it takes. It takes coming here to be a mother, or whatever it is that we are doing. That's when the magic happens. When we know what we're doing, and we're really clear about we're here to do it. And I want to tell you, I'm actually going to go on, not from a mother story, I'm going to tell you a little bit about this guy named Isaac Tigert. For some reason, this is the story that popped into my head. Now, Isaac Tigert is, you may know him, he was the co-founder of the Hard Rock Cafe in 1971. And he went on to create House of Blues, and he does a lot of other things in between. And the reason that I need for some reason to talk about him today is because he keeps reinventing himself. Go ahead and just show that picture. That's him probably in 1971. And then I just wanted to, that's his website. You can look up all kinds of things about him. Other projects and films, interview with director Werner Herzog, Project Nashville Skyline, Mystic Inn of the Seventh Rays, Bozo's Barbecue. Anyway, you can just turn that off, thanks. Because every now and then, let's just face it, I am not in the first bloom of youth. And so occasionally I need a little inspiration. And Isaac Tigert keeps reinventing himself, and I believe that I just had that feeling of, oh, I don't really want to do anything new, I want to retire, I want to sit in a chair. I mean, that lasts about an hour, but I didn't have that feeling. Like, I just want to sit in a chair and just wake up whenever I feel like it, and stuff like that. But then I got excited because I thought, I'm going to check in to see what Isaac Tigert is doing. Well, I first heard about him when I was in Colorado. A friend of mine who was a Sai Baba devotee gave me these tapes to listen to Isaac Tigert, who is, Sai Baba is a teacher in India, and he seems to be a very integrous teacher, and one of the teachers that people go to India to see. Isaac has this whole story that when he started the Hard Rock Cafe, he was, you know, he was not the poster boy for living a good life. It was the Hard Rock Cafe for a reason. He was hanging out with hard rockers, and there were definitely drugs and alcohol and all that stuff involved. But there was something about that business that helped him and led him on his spiritual path. And he's had some ups and downs, and he did not hesitate to share the ups and downs on his spiritual path. So when he started the Hard Rock Cafe and he started hiring people in London, one of the things he recognized was that the young kids that came to work for him didn't know how to work. They didn't know the values of showing up on time and how to work hard and how to get ahead and things like that. So he decided right on, well, one of the things I'm here to do besides have this restaurant is our restaurant is not just going to hire people, but we're going to train them how to be a good employee. So their whole policy shifted, and all the Hard Rock Cafes, as long as he was running them and his partner were running them, one of the things they did was they trained the workers how to be a good employee. Because sometimes you don't know that until somebody teaches you how to do it. So that was part of his mission. And I don't even know how he became a Sai Baba devotee. All I know is that he did, and that he traveled to India many times, and this is one thing he says about his life. He says, "The only important things I have done in my career is opening the first classless restaurant in the UK, the Hard Rock Cafe at Mayfair's Hyde Park Corner, London, 1971. The creation of the International House of Blues Foundation," that's a charity, "in 1993. And I like that charity because that's a charity about putting arts back in the public schools, the House of Blues Foundation. The financing of the Sai Super Specialty Surgical Hospital in 1990, which provides advanced medical surgery completely free of cost to the rural poor of Andhra Pradesh in South India. This is what Isaac says. "I believe we're all born to serve, and I guess I'm the Lord's late night representative." So I like that. So, some of the things he's done in reinventing himself all the time, like you could have thought he would just say, okay, I made the Hard Rock Cafe, I sold it for billions of dollars, and that's it. But no, then he went on and decided he wanted to create something else, so he created the House of Blues. He left that, sold that brand, and went on in 1997 and went on to form the Word Foundation with the Interfaith Center of New York, and which broadcasts include His Holiness the Dalai Lama, World Sacred Music Festival, just all kinds of spiritual things. The next thing I heard about him, he was working with this woman and coming up with some spiritual teaching. He was interested in how we are connected to each other spiritually, and how we can actually strengthen our I would call it prayer consciousness, but how we can strengthen our spiritual consciousness with a partner. So he had a lot of work and wrote a book with her about how in unity we call it a prayer partner, but how working with someone spiritually was better for the both of them. And then the latest thing he did, you can show that, his other website, Mystic Inn of the Seventh Ray. There's a video on there you can watch. Oh, you show that for me, huh? And I on purpose wanted to show you the web page so that you would be curious if you want to go look it up. Okay, thank you. There's a bunch of good videos on that. Now, here's why I picked Isaac Tigrit, because he inspired me. You may leave, you know, he may do nothing for you. Luckily for you, we're going to do an exercise where you get to pick your own heroes. You know, I know for a fact that some of you have done this exercise that I handed out to you. You have your piece of paper. Who have I come here to be? And we're going to spend about 5 minutes doing it. And here's what I have set up for you. I brought up a bunch of library books, which I find interesting if you need something to write on. There's also pads in the chairs if you want a pad. There's also a book. Ushers and other people help people get pens if they need pens. And I'll lead you through this exercise. And as always, you don't have to do it because nobody's actually going to make you do this homework. But it's the who have I come here to be exercise, because I've done this probably 10 times. I've done it in the workshop with Gary Simmons. I've done it with other people because people like this exercise. And I know we've done it. I know you all did it with Stephanie Sy a couple of years ago. Some of you did this. But it's really easy and it's fun. And part of why we want to look, who have I come here to be, is it something you want to keep revisiting? So when everybody has a piece of paper, a book to write on, or a pad and a pen, everybody looks okay. The first thing is, before beginning, take time to become heart-centered. So before you start, I just want you to close your eyes for a minute and take a breath. And drop into your heart. Close your eyes, drop into your heart. Here's what I want you to know. It doesn't matter what you write. The universe has got a message for you today. It might be a big old message. It might be that you write this all the way through. It might be just one word or one phrase. That's all you have to know. And the universe is speaking through your heart, not through my heart, through your heart. Okay, so open your eyes, and the steps are, the first step is make a list. You can go up to 7. A list of 7 individuals, personal heroes or persons you admire. They could be living or dead, historical or fictional, and each must possess qualities that you value or attributes you wish for yourself. Isaac Tigert is one of mine, and the qualities, just for an example, the qualities, the reason that I picked him, because he plays large, he has imagination, and he's humble. So those are 3 qualities I like. So you know, you can pick those people, and we'll just give you 5 minutes. And if you have a question and you don't, you can come up here and talk to me. I'm only going to have time to finish all of it today because it'll probably take more than 5 minutes. But what I did want to do is, and Chris will carry around a microphone, is ask if anybody, some people like to share and talk out loud and some people don't, but if you want to share one of your heroes or persons you admire and the qualities, or 2 of them, he'll come.
I have 2 people that I admire the most. One is Reverend Mary Alice Brown for her love of God and her compassion for others. And my other admiration is for Dee Smith. I can't think of a more kind person than Dee, who gives so freely of herself.
Thanks, Marilyn.
One person that I always put on my list is Martin Luther King, and the 3 qualities I listed were his spirituality, his humanity, and his courage.
Thank you.
Okay, the first one I put down was Jesus, because he was the Son of God and a very loyal disciple through his life and taught us. He lived with unconditional love for all of us. He was patient and loving. The other is Frank Sinatra, because he's chairman of the board, and he devoted his life to music, and that made me very happy. And he had enough money Lots of money.
I put Caesar Milan because he connects with animals and nature. And someone else I put is my dad because he has a sense of humor. He goes with the flow and he's a great teacher.
Nice. Anybody else? Is your last chance for this? Heathen?
I've been working autism for a long time. And who have I come here to be? And my life purpose is to go into the world, get experience, evaluate it in a way that brings enlightenment, growth, and fulfillment to myself and to other people when I share with them. This is how I get my growing done. To go into the world to get some experience. That's how I learn.
Thank you. So really, the thing about why I might have you, I don't know, the thing about why I might have you do this is because I think it's good to get connected to be that really inspiration, and it is about what we've been learning last week and this week, the foundational unity principle, which one of my professors used to call OP2, one presence, one power in my life, God, good, omnipotent, OP2. And then, to me, this exercise shows that, who do you want to be? It's the what are you aiming for? And then the other side of that principle, which is nothing and no one is against me. And how do I actually align with that? How do I align with nothing and no one is against me is the other side of that principle. And it is, and we'll keep exploring both sides of that. That's one of the things we're going to explore next week. It's like you need both sides of it. You need to we need to recognize the heroes and the inspiration in our lives, and anything you see, you spot it, you got it, the things you see, good and bad, and then deal with the fact that nothing and no one is against me, even the copy machine in that room. Right. So, I invite you to finish those and share them with at least one other person. Find somebody else and share it with them, and I'm available. I'd love to hear this stuff, so you can call me or come by. I'm happy. I would love to share it with you, and all of these people probably too. So let's take an offering for unity.
Not that. So well. Can anybody read that?
Also,
I know. If you want to read any of those library books, I just brought up ones that I thought might be interesting and had hardcovers. If you have a library downstairs, you can just take any of those books home with you and read them. We want to give from our heart. And what we're giving to when we give to Unity of Divine is we give to this community, we give to